There we go. Perfect. Sorry. Voice mod had to do some updating because everything needs updating nowadays. How are you guys? Hello, welcome back. Welcome to our second charity stream of the week for Games for Love, an amazing organization helping bring video games to kids in hospitals. Hi, Cash Cow. Welcome back for your 15th. Oh my God, only 15? Wait. Oh no, you lost your streak? Finally made it back up to 15, he says. Now only 115 more to get back to where I was. Shoot, dude, I'm sorry. Oh no. Also, Nodster, hello, saying just fireballing my teammate. Be right back. Oh boy. We also have Cax over on YouTube. Cash Cal and DBC are also there. Kamashita, hello. And then Tyrus is still at work here, waiting on one guy to finish his paperwork so I can process it before I do my end of day stuff. I hate just waiting on one person. Also, Andronimus says mobile doesn't count for streaks for me for some reason. Ooh, I'm actually not sure about how mobile streaks work. I know they changed something recently to make it so that streaks were a little bit different, and that there were ways to like recover streams, I suppose. Streams, rather. Also, Benji, hi, saying saw the news about you being on Critical Role. That's so exciting. I'm not on Critical Role, but I am doing a Dagger Heart charity stream this weekend. I don't know what the channels work like. At this point, I just show up and things happen. So, but that'll be fun. I'm creating a character. The premise is really cool. I'm actually genuinely excited for this character, and I love getting the chance to play Daggerheart. Yvette says, I'm on mobile and can't share streaks, but it says I still get them. Okay, solid, so that's good. Also, how's Duggan? Hello, hello. And then Lucas says, wait, new camera angle. It's actually the same camera angle. The only difference is that I don't have the whiteboard. Because I realized that I don't need it for this stream because the way Tiltify's like overlay setup works is anytime someone donates, it'll be up in that corner. And so we'll be able to see like a scrolling feed of the top donors, the newest donors, and all of that. Hi Jedi, welcome in. Speaking of top donors and newest donors, for those who haven't heard, we are raising money for Games for Love, which if you ever need more information on what that is during the course of the stream, you can go to gamesforlove.org and check them out. Essentially, like I mentioned before, it's an organization that has a 6-prong approach to helping kids gain access to video games, scholarships, learning to code, all that sort of stuff, especially helping them as they are, impacted by hospitalization and undergoing treatment for things that are usually pretty gut-wrenching to go through and pretty demoralizing. And so this organization helps bring them games and, helps them through life. And we're currently raising money with the goal of $350. I feel like we should maybe do, I did buy. Here's the thing. I'll get into the incentives in a sec. I will throw on a quick video just to chat really fast about what exactly Games for Love does. And we watched a different video yesterday. This was just a short one, about a minute long, talking about the actual impact that they've had on one particular Philadelphia hospital, which I'm actually going to be in Philadelphia for PAX Unplugged here soon. So should be pretty fun. I don't know. I was like visiting cities when I hear about them in the news. But
hi everyone, my name is Melanie and this is Dan.
Hello everyone.
We work in the PACU at King of Prussia, and we wanted to tell you just how much we love our Nintendo Switch Lites, and also Dan has experience in working at Maine.
Yes.
With the Xboxes.
Yes, and sometimes these devices work better than the pre-med that we give the kids to help with separation anxiety, especially our kids like 10 to 14-year-olds. This is such a diversion technique of getting them back to the OR safely and decreasing the amount of stress that they're having for that day. It works terrific, and we really do like to use that for our patients.
We absolutely appreciate all of your donations and how wonderful these work in our setting, both outpatient and inpatient. And we just want to let you know that we are so very grateful for how you're helping us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh. Yeah, so essentially they donate gaming systems and consoles to hospitals, and then they also, it just kind of goes towards the non-physical side of treatment, right? They mentioned separation anxiety, there's other physical and psychological tolls that come with this sort of treatment. So, hey T, how's it going? With a posture check, a breathe, and a hydrate, I can do that. Also, hi Innocence Attained, who's here for the first time, welcome in. I also saw, it's auto-playing something. There we go. I saw someone asking about whether or not Games for Love does this just as one push right now. Right now they're doing a special push in tandem with the Game Gala that's going to be happening during the course of the Game Awards and over that weekend. It's like a big 2-day event. But you can donate anytime using their website. That being said, our goal right now is $350, and to help push us towards that goal, I have once again invested entirely too much money in lemon juice for potentially lemon juice shots for every, I want to say, should we do $75 raised? I feel like we should do 75. Should we be 75 or 50? I don't know. I also figure once we reach 500, we can swap outfits. I might do a bit of a cozy stream today and swap into either the chicken or the bear onesie that I have. Daydreamer says, oh man, here we go again. I did eat before this time, so it won't just be stomach acid mixing with, like, you know, lemon juice and nothing else. But Cash Cow Soda, I can still see the dot. Yeah, it's burned into the camera. It is fully not an OBS thing. I toyed around with my camera the other day to double check and just make sure. And it's not me. It's the camera. Sorry. So I realize my camera is having some trouble. Is it focusing? Is it focusing on the background mirror back there? Oh my god, it was. Oh, I'm gonna have to fix it again. Oh, Jayhawk says, Snowball. First one is 25 to hook people, then go up from there so they get further apart as you go. Also, Cash Cow says, start at 50 and make it an extra 25 every time you take a shot. That's a good call, but would that be retroactive? Because we do also have $80 towards our $350 goal. I will also say, if we get to $2,000, Games for Love will be giving away a console to our community as well. So that would be a Switch or an Xbox. They're handling all the logistics, and it's no purchase required per federal regulations and all that. Cash Cow said starting now. Okay, yeah, we can do that. So starting now, if your $50 donated gets us a lemon juice shot. I also have the tall shot glasses this time. I don't know if that makes a difference. Oh my gosh, you can see me. Hello. I don't know exactly how much liquid each type of shot glass holds because I'm not that kind of alcoholic, but that is gonna be a thing. So Andronima says they're the same amount, but it looks bigger. Okay, I'll take it. Listen, I'm for all for life tricks to make things look bigger. Do we want to hop into anything particular? I do have some answers to some questions that were asked. Hi, Aladile, how's it going? In the Discord as well, I believe there's still some questions left over in the Stream Stuff question submission channel. We talked a little bit yesterday about zoology and the concept of going into zoology as a career and why I did and didn't do that a little bit. Yves wants us to do Metazoo. Yeah, we can do Metazoo in a sec. Let me at least answer one question, so I'm at least getting through at least one a day. But we had a question from Ben a little while ago. This was back in September. I'm so sorry, I'm so behind on these. But Ben over in the Discord asks, if I wanted to set up a true play stream with a few friends, where would a good place to start be? Actual plays are hard. I feel like a lot of people want to get into actual plays, and it happens to the best of us because they see Critical Role and they see the success of it and they see how much fun everyone's having and how popular it is, and they decide that they want to do that. And in reality, equipment-wise, it's not that big a deal equipment-wise. Like, you really do just need a couple cameras, a couple mics. The mics can be anything. They could be those lapel mics that are really popular nowadays. The camera could be your phone, as long as you know how to edit and sync everything up properly, which you can do in theory in CapCut. It's probably fine. And then streaming itself, like, that happens pretty naturally. I think the big thing with APs has to do with popularity and getting views, which is the same issue that any stream is going to have, where it's just so saturated and there's so many people trying to do actual plays and so many people trying to do streaming as a career that it's just, like, tough. And so there's that, and then there's also, like, the thing where actual plays, most home games should not be actual plays. It's just one of those things. Oh my god, did we get a donation already? We did. House Duggan with $50. You can actually see it. Oh my god, thank you so much, House Duggan. What does that bring us to? Oh man, 130. No, wait, is that accurate? Yeah, $130 with, oh my god, $50 from House Duggan, and then we're now up to 180 instantly, thanks to, is that Brosidian? Brosidian as well. Oh my god, you guys. Okay, that was kind of roughly about the same time. Also, Notster says the virtual whiteboard. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. I should do this more often. Tiltify apparently had this whole setup the entire time, and I just didn't notice. But HC says it's a big sweatshirt you got there. Thank you. Lightbox Gnome actually got it for me for, I think it was my birthday a little while ago, I want to say, or something like that. But Yves says doing shots not even 15 minutes in. Okay, so we have $25 to the second shot, but we have to do at least one for the $50 dono. So it's gonna raise by $25 every time. For the sake of my stomach lining, mind you. So we'll start off with that right now. I do have to, these are fresh off the grocery store. Like, I got these, like a couple months, not long ago. We'll just do that real fast. Even the latest sour. Also, Summon Worlds. Hello, hello. Says, what's the link to the donation page? What's it for? I just joined. Yeah, so that is, let me see if I can send it in TikTok for you. I don't know if I'll be able to. Let me see. I don't know if TikTok allows it, but you might be able to copy and paste that if you're watching on TikTok. If you're watching on YouTube, I will put it in the chat for you all as well, just so that way you can see. Pop up. There we go. $25 more till the next shot, says Cash. Okay, cool. So yeah, first one was $50. We got up to 100, so that means we're doing one shot first. I'm also seeing questions about starting out as a GM in person, not planning to stream or anything. And do you have any places where you've GM'd? I've only GM'd once in public. So, aha, there we go. Also, Other Socio says, what a dangerous game. Should be exponential growth for the shots. So it'll be, we're doing the $50 one now, and then the next one's 75, and the one after that is 100. So it's gonna be cumulative growth for the charity itself. I don't know. It's for the kids. It's for the kids. I've done it before. I'll have a stomach lining of steel by the time we get to the end of the year, because we've done so many charity streams. Also, Burstidian says, you don't have keys to open the bottle. Keys? No, not here. Oh, a little bit of the lid went in the hole where my wisdom tooth used to be. Oh, it's just not good. But H2 says stomach lining usually repairs itself in 3 to 4 days. There we go. Yeah, 3 to 4. I can handle 3 to 4 days. We are doing this again tomorrow. I can't guarantee we'll do the lemon juice shot thing tomorrow. This looks like way more than the smaller. Are we sure that these are the same? This looks like way more than the... Hold on, camera. Camera, please. Enhance. Hello? Oh my gosh, hi Miyozi, welcome in, hi! We're doing a lemon juice shot. Wait, it's just, that's a double shot glass? Someone said it was normal, but just taller. Fuck. Anyway, thanks for the raid, Miyozi. Hello, we're doing a charity stream. We're trying to raise money for Games for Love at the moment. Our goal right now is $350. We're doing some giveaways at 2,000. Not specifically at 2,000. They're gonna handle it on their end afterwards. And then we're doing some little things here and there. So it's normal? Oh no. Pour it into the smaller one and check. I don't have a clean smaller one right now. Post Halloween, I definitely don't. Okay, we also had some more donations. So hold on. Are shooter glasses the same volume as normal shot glasses? Google. Shooter glasses are not the same volume. They hold 2 to 3 ounces, so a standard shot glass holds about 1.5. Okay. So this is a double. Also, Cash Cow says $100 for the next shot, and Diana's up to 2 that she has to take right now. Oh, okay, so if I top this off then that'll be 2 shot glasses, like 3 ounces worth. Does it say at the bottom or something? I should not hold this near my eye. I'll just fill this up. And then afterwards we'll do like most of this glass for the third one when we reach it. Anyway, thank you so much for donating. God, an insane amount. Thank you guys. And for the next one, it'll be $100 and we'll take another shot. Once we reach 500, we'll swap into a nice little cozy onesie. But in the meantime, cheers. Weirdly enough, it's not as bad. It's not bad until you inhale, actually. I did also eat a lot of peanut butter noodles right before this, and I feel like that's somehow balancing out the taste, flavor-wise. Someone needs to tell my salivary glands that, though. Jesus fuck. Vandal says, I thought we were taking real shots at first. Nah, I made a mistake. And bought just straight natural strength lemon juice. Maybe this stuff, well, it's made from concentrate, but it's not concentrated. Maybe the stuff I was taking before was concentrated? No, this is the same brand. Bristidian says, Diana, you took that like a champ. I know, should we raise the stakes? I think we'll just do a full one of these each time. So let's do, what, one more for now? Because it really doesn't, volume-wise, feel like that much more than a normal shot. So maybe it's like, depends on the glass or something, but we'll count that one as number 1, because that was too easy. And I feel like if we're doing it for charity, I do need to actually suffer. So we'll just fill these up, like most of the way. I almost missed the glass. My computer is like right under me, by the way. Also, Eli Hoover says, you heard it here first, folks. Peanut butter cancels out lemon. That's true. It's science. It's PEMDAS, actually. Yeah. That's 100% the truth and nothing but the truth. Also, Dreadian says this feels like a normal shot. Diana only does double shots, confirmed. I feel like actual alcohol would be significantly worse than this. So either this is weird lemon juice, or I just don't know measurements. Anyway, cheers. Here's to number 2 for reaching $75 for that dono. Next one will be 100 past the 75 point. Someone has to do the math on that. I can't keep track. Cheers. Thanks for donating for the kids. It was wild too. I don't know if this would have hurt, but it just says Dinah needs to re-up her bartender's license. Yeah. Okay, Cash Cow said we're at 95 to go to the next shot. Thank you so much, Cash Cow, and thank you to everyone who's I just keep swallowing. It's like when a dog keeps coughing because they have like a hairball or something in their throat. It's like the opposite of that. I've just been swallowing a bunch because my salivary glands are going crazy. Hi, Cable Snarky, and hi, Care Bear over on YouTube, and hello to our newest donors who got up to $210 raised for the kids. The newest one is the Cheese Professor with $5, and then Lukage with 25 saying peer pressure is the best when it's for charity. Lukage, did I hear you also had something where you were gonna eat an entire lemon again? I lost it. It got lost in chat, but I saw briefly something about you doing something on your end as well. Sometimes the community steps in and does little things here and there to help raise money as well. But $500, he says, I'll eat a lemon. At $2,000, I'll get a lemon tattoo. Oh my God, dude, I kind of wanted to raise it just now, just to 2,000, specifically for that. Can I edit the incentives on my side? Let me see if I can, let's see, setup, update, Discord bot. You guys are gonna see let me see, information, no, incentives, yes, milestones. Okay, here we go. So, I'm gonna create a milestone. Lukage eats a community member, I'll say. Member, Lukage eats a whole lemon. Whole. At $500 total. Save changes. And then at $2,000, Jesus Christ. This is my first time actually really playing around with Tiltify's stuff. So let me know if it doesn't show up. Lukage. Community member Lukage gets a lemon tattoo. I gotta specify community member and specify that it's not me doing this. We'll say at 500, we'll time for a teddy bear onesie. At 500, and then at 1,000, we'll change to the chicken onesie and play some horror games. Change into... let's see. Diana will change into a chicken onesie, play horror games. Cool. Okay, these should all be up. I will... I can't activate the incentives because if I do, it'll automatically raise my... Oh, we already hit the goal. I was over here like, if I raise the incentives now, it's gonna automatically make my goal go up to the minimum amount. But it looks like we did that. Holy shit. Thank you so much, everyone. That was just in the background. I was typing. I was having the time of my life. I just got my nails done. I was listening to the click-clack of them on my keyboard, and you guys donated and got us up to... Oh my God. Cash Cow donated $150 saying, from one gamer to another, may this donation help bring extra lives and endless smiles to kids who need them the most. Yeah. Oh, the Pio switches honestly makes me so happy, but amazing. Well, $300 was our current goal. Let's go ahead and activate these next two goals for 500 to, let's see, we're gonna refresh the page. Will this show the incentives? It will. So at 500, it's time for a teddy bear onesie, and then Lukage will eat a whole lemon. I need to know what the next lemon juice shot numbers are also gonna be, because I'm not good at math, so I can't do it on my side, but if you guys let me know, I can also add that to the board. Cash Cow said it's $70 until the next shot. Okay, solid. So that would be, what's 360 plus 70? I'm not good at math. Anyway, thank you guys so much for all your donations. That is crazy. Also, to Sarge, hi, thank you so much. 430? Okay, solid. I'll add a milestone. $430. next lemon juice shot. Exclamation mark. All right, cool. Well, Mr. Max, hello. And Cash Cow said I've been keeping up with the math. Hell yeah. And TV Sue said discount it by $10 for the bit. Sure. I'm okay with doing something like that. Can I change it? I don't think I can change it after it's live, actually. Oh, I can. Yeah, sure. $420, we'll do another lemon juice shot. Thank you guys so much for all your donations. Seriously, that is so cool. And let's see. Thank you, Cash Cow, for keeping up with the math as well. Can we get some W's in chat, some clapping in chat with whatever clap emojis you have for Cash Cow, keeping track of everything. Thank you guys so much to all the donors we had throughout the course of yesterday and today. Cash Cow's top of the leaderboard with $150 as well. Cheese Prof says, if you didn't have the stomach problems already, you will after a few more lemon shots. It's fine. I've done like up to, what's the most amount I've done on this stream? 7? Was it 7? I didn't buy Tums. That would be the other problem. Yves is doing some stabby motions. To get back to the original question while we wait for my stomach to settle, with regards to actual plays and home games, I stand by the fact that not everyone's home game should be an actual play, primarily because a lot of actual plays have way more scripted events and scripted just everything than home games do. A lot of the time, and I say we as like a performer, as someone who's run a campaign, we have to plan out every conversation that we're having in game. We have to plan out, all of our shopping episodes. We have to plan every single beat, right? Our characters have to have planned story arcs beginning to end, and we give them to the GM ahead of time. We're like, hey, this is my character. This is what could go wrong in their story. Here's what could go right. All that sort of stuff. So a lot of that sort of thing is, it's a lot more in depth than a regular home game. A regular home game is a lot more sandboxy. You can just kind of jump in and see what happens. Also, hello to our new followers. We had Joker, Meowsy, of course, who rated in earlier. Noki Wag, Silver JL, hello. And Kashka said, I was doing math. Did Danny do the shot for my dono? I did not. Oh man, right, because that would have surpassed. Okay, I'll do that while I yap about games. I also had someone asking about advice in general for how to be a GM. The best advice I always give, and I've said this a couple times now on this stream, and also just in general, is to not worry about learning the entire monster manual or DMG or anything back to cover to cover. Chances are whatever information you need, you can either look up in 2 seconds on RPG Stack Exchange in the moment, or your players will fill in for you. They have no incentive to cheat or lie to you or anything, so you may as well. I'm doing that thing where like the salivary glands are going crazy again, just staring at this. I'm gonna hold this off camera. Yves says, also have a backbone and don't let players get too big of a head. Yeah, so the reason that a lot of people call actual plays improv is because in essence, good fun D&D that is entertaining to watch is improv. So I can say for sure when it comes to the performance side of things and actual plays and streams and whatnot, the whole yes and thing is definitely a thing. But if you're doing more home games, you're gonna wanna lean into more of the no but side of things, especially when you wanna pay attention to the rules, right? So like, in an actual play, especially a one-shot, if I want to home build a cannon out of wood scraps and cardboard that happen to be sitting out back behind an inn, and I roll a natural 20 and my DM actually lets me, that's for the sake of entertainment, and that's a yes and. If the person, tries to do this in a home game, and obviously, home games have a lot more rules, and it's not as whimsical, and it's like, hey, actions actually have consequences, we're playing this campaign and we're meaning it to last, then as a GM, if someone was like, hey, can I make a, cannon out of random wood scraps and barbed wire and stuff like that, and no matter what they roll, I'm gonna be like, no, probably not. But what you can do is maybe dig through the scraps and find some ammo, or something like that, so that's no, but, or yes, and. You always want to do one of the two. Kashka wants me to hydrate, which I should do, and then I'll do that last shot. Let's see. Cheers, chat. Here's for the kids. They keep getting worse and worse. That was what this motion was me trying to decide how much of my esophageal lining is gone. Because I feel like it's getting more and more impactful. And I can't tell if it's because I'm like slowly singeing away my safety layers, my safety net of like epithelial cells inside my mouth. But yeah. Hey, Michael's here. King of improv himself, saying no, but why would you ask if you could do that? It actually, yeah, like asking people like, what the fuck are you trying to accomplish? You know, if it's at its base just to build a canon or to have fun, there's other ways to do it that work within the rules of the game. Not just as who needs epithelial cells. Also, Jayok says, I would say that kind of planning for an AP is uncommon, but not the norm. Most games aren't trying to hit story beats for episodes. Your typical streamed games really are just a home game, but on camera. Yeah, but there is a difference between a good intentional AP and just a home game on camera, is the thing. Because, like, trying to tell a story that has impact that is inherently, like, usually going to be a bit more of a production than a home game. Having minis ready and things like that. Like, that's the extent of planning as well. That's all part of it. Oh my gosh, also, ZZ account over on TikTok says, hey, I got your pin at PAX while you were looking at Magic. Thanks. Yee, I'm glad. Michael says, maybe, oh wait, sorry. Keshka said, maybe it's just me, but with D&D, it's harder to do yes and like you would during a herald? What is a herald? I don't think I know that. But, God, my poor son. Hi, Crooked Rook, hello. Herald is the basic improv format. It says improv GM. I hate it. Also, people are saying, what happened? Wait, hold on. Lucas says I'll grab the cutting board. Oh my God, we're at $885? That was so quick, holy shit. Oh my God, dude, Jedi from Summon Worlds. Dude, that's amazing! From over on TikTok, says gaming changed my life as a kid, and the gaming community has been so kind to us. I hope this pays it forward to the next kids who need it. Yeah, dude, that's insane, holy shit. Well, congrats on being top of the leaderboard. That was a $500 donation to Games for Love. That is so cool, you guys. That's awesome. Jedi, thank you so much. Can we get 3 cheers for Jedi? Jedi is over in the TikTok chat right now. I don't know if they're in, Twitch, but they will be able to see your cheers because of the way the overlay is set up, I think. Oh no, not on as it is right now. Shoot. Well, I'm so sorry. Well, Jedi, I hope you're still here in the TikTok chat. It's harder to tell with the overlay, but it's lovely to see you. Thank you so much for the donation. That is seriously so cool of you. That also means that we surpassed the milestone for Lukic to eat an entire lemon and for me to swap into a cozy little bear onesie before we, I guess, readjust for our next goal. Oh man, okay. So Kashkal said you owe 2 shots, so you need 130 for the next one. Okay. What's the total amount on the next one then? Let me activate the other dono goals here real fast. We're gonna try and reach 1,000, and then the next milestone for the next lemon juice shot would be, let's see. It would be 885 plus 130, which is, also Cheese Prof says, please also drink some milk. Is it good to drink milk right after drinking lemon juice shots? Or would that just like cause it to curdle in my stomach and create the world's worst milkshake? I don't know. Also, hi Crusader over on YouTube, and Max Howard is here also as well. Max says, thank you for being a positive force on the internet. Your content makes me want to get the playgroup guys together. Yes, hell yeah. I'm just here to be a force of people discovering themselves through gaming, honestly, whether that's good or bad. Also, Cheese Prof says, that'll curdle. Oh no. Also, Lukic says, I will chase lemon wedges with pudding. It's a great chaser. Yeah, actually, I saw Lukic posted in the Discord earlier, which by the way, we have a Discord if you guys want updates on anytime there's streams, you can opt into those. Anytime I guest on someone else's stream, that's also an opt-in. Whenever there's merch announcements, things like that. So that's all done in the Discord, but it's all opt-in, so I won't at everyone all the time. So other than that, it's usually just a community where people come and hang out, and I read it every day and all that. So I'm actually there. It's $1,015 for the next shot. Okay, Okay, cool. We'll activate that one. So that way that's there as well. So our goal right now is, let me show this to you guys. 100, oh God. At $1,000, I get into a chicken onesie and play horror games instead of whatever cozy game I'm about to play. And then at $1,015, we do another lemon juice shot, but in the meantime, we have 2 more to do. Also, Summon Worlds over on TikTok says, gotta put the kids to bed soon, but have a fun rest of the event. Love your content. Oh my God, thank you so much. Dude, that's wonderful. Seriously. Also, enjoy bedtime. I hope it goes well for you and the family. Thank you so much again for your donation. Like, truly, that helps so much. And also, Kashkal said with lemon juice and milk, you'd be making cheese in your stomach. Oh, never say that sentence to me again. Nacho says, stomach cheese. Okay, before we surpass it, I'm gonna do the 2 lemon juice shots, and I'm gonna hop over, grab the onesie, and we're gonna play some cozy games. We'll figure something out. I think I got a code for something very similar to A Little to the Left that we might be able to play. Instant spoiled milk. Oh my god. So we can do that. We can do Metazua as well before we lose the chance to do that. But here we are. Here's one for the kids. Crusader says, what are you guys doing? Chatting. Oh yeah, Cashwell said, chatting at the moment and making her do lemon shots. Indeed. So we are currently raising money for Games for Love, which is a charity endeavor, a 501c3 that raises money for in order to bring games and gaming to kids in need. So kids in hospitals, kids who are trying to essentially get back into the flow of normal life. They have their own, like, I don't know. It's just a lot of events that they throw on to raise money and a bunch of stuff that happens. You guys can also, stream yourselves. They have a whole bunch of programs that allow you to sign up on your end and do it. But they've been super nice. They did the same thing that Gamers Outreach did, where they gave me a bunch of assets to work with to help get everything set up. So that's why you see all the fancy stuff at the top, which always makes it easy. So anyway, here's the first one of 2 for the next that I owe. Okay. I don't know why, but that one wasn't as bad as the last one. I don't know what the science is there. I'm not a scientist anymore, but man, okay. And also Cash Cow said there is a way to make homemade cheese by adding lemon juice to milk. I plan to do it at some point when I go to make pizza. Cash Cow wants me to hydrate first. I should do that. That is a very good point. Maybe if I just lick a line of sugar, then maybe we'll make it so that, hi Tiltify, great timing. I swear I was genuinely talking about sugar and this isn't a real shot. This is lemon juice for the kids. Guys, everyone say hi to Tiltify, the amazing folks who have created the ability that I just recently discovered to create overlays like this, to create pages like this, and to essentially enable the vast majority of the streams that I've been doing this year. Anytime that it's run through Tiltify, it's been so much more easy than like anything else. So, hi, Tiltify says lemon juice shots, bless you. I think really my downfall was going to Fred Meyer and seeing that it was only $2.50 a bottle. And then I was like, yeah, I can buy 3 bottles and see what happens. It'll fuel the next 3 charities, I suppose. But guys, don't forget to follow Tiltify. We'll do a little shout out for them. Okay, we're sipping water, we're hydrating. We're basically making lemonade with extra steps. Deuce Covington over on YouTube says Scurvy ain't got a chance against D. Oh man. We got one more shot, and then the next one isn't for a hot sec. So we'll keep at it. I feel like this is almost halfway done already. Hold on. These were all fresh when we got them. Like, freshly opened, cracked the seal on them and everything. What is it at? Can we tell? You can kind of see the water level, huh? That was almost, we drank almost half this thing of lemon juice already. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much, especially at a time where the world seems kind of iffy and economic instability is ever present, as we say. It's always good to be able to give back a little bit to people in need. So cheers to you guys. Thank you so much. Ah, my lip! I've been dehydrated all day, and so I had that thing happen where I was just chewing at my lips because they were like kind of just not like fully there, and I regret it. I fully forgot that I was gonna be doing this later. Lukic is holding up his end of the deal. He shared a picture of the cutting board in Discord. He's going to be hopping in voice chat if you're part of the Discord community and eating a lemon whole live. I swear to God, Tiltify, this was not my idea. I don't know when this started, and I have not asked my community members to start eating lemons. I just want to make that abundantly clear. They did that on their own. But either way, we hit that goal as well. Lucas says bones and all. Yeah. And so, don't forget to tune in for that as well. We're at $885 raised. Our next goal happens at 1,000, but we did hit the goal where I'm going to change it to a teddy bear onesie and we're going to play some cozy games. But once we hit 1,000, that will rapidly change because I will be switching into a chicken onesie and playing horror games instead. So while I change into that, I'll be right back. Listen to some music and don't forget to hydrate on your end as well. I'll be right back. The real danger of this hoodie, this onesie is less anything to do with like the outfit. It's actually quite cozy. The only problem is that it's also incredibly warm, and I'm definitely gonna suffer. Oh, my stomach. Yvette says, rar. We should play Metazua in this. Oh, that would be such a good, oh, we should do that. Also, Notzer says, Diana, go to get more water. No, we're changing it into a comfy, cozy little onesie. It is incredibly warm. It has a tail though. Hold on. You guys want to see? I've got room because I don't have the whiteboard. Hold on. Look at all this room for activities. Check it out. A little teddy bear one. And then it's got a tail. Look at how cute the little tail is. It's gotten matted over time though, which is the downside. If you hear me breathing heavily, it's because my stomach doesn't like my existence right now. But it's... Yeah. Oh my god, it also has pockets! Yeah, Silentbrook says, you're as proud of your tails I am when I have pockets, if not more. Yeah, it has pockets as well. I could... Listen, this bad boy can store so much fucking honey in it. And then, of course, the hood and everything. It's quite comfy. It has also gone through the wash so many times that it's starting to get, like, matted a little bit. You can actually fix this, by the way. Fun fact, by taking a wire brush, like the kind that you use for dogs, and then kind of brushing it out with a bit of fabric softener. So, now it just has more pockets than the average dress. Dude, the average dress has negative pockets. It's not hard to beat. Anyway, thank you guys so much for donating. We're at $885 total. Let's hop in and test your guys' knowledge a little bit in Metazua before we do some gaming. Also, hi Tanya, hello. I swear there's a reason. Lucas says, poll if people want me to eat it now or watch later. Oh man. I mean, my purse, yeah, the current poll, Lucas wait until after stream to eat a lemon. The answer is either suffer now or yes. Oh man. So we have Lucas eating a whole ass lemon, me taking lemon juice shots, being in a onesie, and playing cozy games. And then if we reach $1,000 raised for the kids, then we'll switch to horror games and a chicken onesie. In the meantime, hey Palpatine's Fist, hello. And Notzer says if we don't start with bear, we're doing it wrong. Shit, you're right. What kind of bear? I guess brown bear, huh? So the way Metazua works, by the way, if you're new here, I try to explain this every time, is we are trying to guess a specific animal from the animal kingdom. Usually, it doesn't have every species on the planet, but it has a decent amount of them. And it will basically take our guess, and it'll take the target animal, it'll show us something that our animal and the target animal have in common with regards to its, like, lineage, its genealogy or whatever. Miriam says I got it in 2. How? What? Also, Crusader Cruz says, what's your background music called? That's a good question. I got this forever ago from a site called Stream Beats. I think I found it on Reddit or something. Couldn't quite tell you. I couldn't tell you what exactly it's called. I don't know the names of any of them, to be honest. That's where I got it from. I just called it Chill Step. It's not exactly Chill Step. But we should start with brown bear, huh? That seems most fitting. So if people, brown. People shout out animals in chat, we'll try and do little guesses. It will give us, oh shit. Oh, shit. Okay, well. Dude. Okay, well this is cool. This is great. Miriak says this is why I got it in 2. Are we actually gonna get it in 2 as well? Oh my god. Okay, so essentially the way the game works is whatever animal we're trying to guess, and the brown bear that we just guessed, they're both bears. They both have that in common. So brown bears, polar bears, black bears, Asian black bear, which I think is the sun bear. Great. Solid. We have to at least beat Miriak. So between black bear, sun bear, and polar bear. A lot of people are saying sun bear. Let's try sun bear. Oh, sun bear isn't in here. Is it Asian bear? No. Just black bear? Okay, let's do black bear. Because that's about as close as we're gonna get to sun bear. No, it's not that. So that means it has to be either polar or... Are there other ones there? Yeah. It's either polar bear or a fucking water bear. So I guess we have to do polar bear? There's no way. Yeah. Yeah. Well. Great, I guess. I mean, shout out to the bears, I suppose. Yeah, I guess we'll do Metaflora real fast. May as well. Metaflora is the same thing, except instead of animals, it's plants. So this one's a little bit harder, especially for me, because my degree is in this stuff, not so much the plant stuff. But we can try. Is there a bear-related plant that anyone knows of? Notzer says we're collectively worse than Muriac. Yeah. Damn it. Also, Mr. Max says my college's mascot was a polar bear. That's a pretty sick mascot. Those things are deadly. And if anything, I imagine it kind of encourages people to spread awareness about polar bears and their many plights. Also, Notzer says, I blame the hoodie. That really cut the game short. I know! Oh my god, also Lemon. Oh man, yeah, that's a good idea. So we can start with Lemon, because Lukage said the first Lemon Wedge had a giant seed. Help. Oh god. I can't be held. I want to express again to anyone watching, I did not tell Lukage to do this. This is just something he's doing on his own for the kids. And I can't be held liable. Hi, Andrew, over in YouTube. Okay, so this is about where we were at last time. Pentapetalae. In phylogenetic nomenclature, the Pentapetalae are a large group of eudicots that were informally referred to as the core eudicots in some papers on angiosperm phylogenetics. So, we know that they're probably flowering plants? Potentially? But it's probably nothing along the lines of like a citrus fruit, you know? Jeffin says a poppy. A poppy is a very good idea. Let's try that. No. We need to get more specific, I guess. So a poppy is not in the Pentapetalae section. Lilac, lavender, rose, cherry, tulip. Ooh, man, there's a lot. I saw Palpatine's fist first pop up with lilac, which is not on here, but Yves says lavender, which we can absolutely try. No, lavender isn't even the same area, unfortunately. How about, next up was rose from Durgo. We can give rose a shot. No, it's not that either. Okay, so if it's not a rose, it's also probably not a cherry, apple, or, oh my gosh, or a berry, I'm guessing. Because those are all kind of part of the same family. But tulip is a solid guess. Not a tulip from Punk Jedi. Okay. So we know it's not part of the roseate family. And we know it's not lavender. But we know it's a core eudicot, I guess. Yves says carrot. It was a turnip last time, so I wouldn't be surprised. Carrot is a solid guess. No, it's not a carrot. Brosidian says a tiger lily. Yeah, let's see if the lily family is in here at all. No, nothing. So it looks like the lilies are a fully separate thing related to tulips. It's gonna be one of those weird ones again. A lady slipper? Is that a real plant? It's not in here, unfortunate. Palpatine's Fist says, how is saying lavender making me want to sneeze? Damn, allergy shouldn't be that bad. We also had someone asking about an orchid. That's a good one. It might be in the lily family, though. Yeah, an orchid is not very close, but it's like up there with lilies. So I'm afraid it's not an orchid. Andy says a ghost orchid. I'm afraid that would also be over here under the Petrosavidae, I suppose. I guess. I'm not entirely sure. But Daisy, oh, maple was another one. Maple. We have sugar maple, if that works. No, nothing. Where are maples at? Okay. So, we know it's not a citrus, a maple, a horse chestnut, a lychee, a rambutan, a mango, a cashew, frankincense, a myrrh. It's not mahogany, it's not neem. So, this is all the stuff that we've ruled out. Let's see. We also had someone ask about sunflowers and Queen Anne's lace. Let's do Queen Anne's lace, which is not in here. Daisy from Jeff and the Wise, trying to get caught up on chat here. We have 15 guesses remaining, and Daisy is not it. Pear? Might not. Well, pear might be it, actually. No, where is pear this? Okay, so pears are part of the rose family. God damn it. Some of this stuff makes no sense. Sunflower. I feel like everything is related to roses in some way or another. Sunflower's also not on there, which I guess makes sense, because I'm guessing pentapetalae means that they have 5 petals on their flowers? But would that mean that daffodil would qualify? No, really? Okay. man, we're still stuck way the fuck up here. Daffodils are related to lilies. Good to know. I'm never gonna use this information ever. Let's see. We could try kelp. Oh, it's not in the database. Damn, aquatic plants are a really good guess though. Whatever a daucus is not on there, but jasmine is a good guess. No, still nothing. Oh, where did jasmine go? Oh, it's way down here. With, like, lamules, I suppose, if that's how you pronounce it. So not quite. Saffron is not on here. Hemlock is a good one, but hemlock is also related to something. Something? It's related to roses, I'm pretty sure. Sorry, the lemon juice is also frying my brain. Rosemary is a solid guess, but I think it might be a little too close to lavender and jasmine, so I'm afraid it's gonna be down here, but it's worth a shot. Yeah, rosemary is next to lavender, unfortunately. Clover is a solid guess. Clover? No. So it looks like it's... Oh man, clover is a type of rose? A flowering plant in the pea and clover family. Okay, so it's not a pea, it's not a clover. It's not like any kind of herb. It's not any kind of major spice that I'm aware of. It's not any kind of orchid or tulip or lily. It's not poppies, because poppies are way the fuck up here. Marigold. Marigold is not on here. But Silver says, are you doing any events at PAX in Philly this year? Unplugged is great. I am, yeah. So I'm gonna be doing a Nightshade as part of the apple family, I believe. So I don't think that, well, we'll try it. Also someone said radish, that's a good guess. And anemones are animals, not plants, which is, it's weird, but yeah, unfortunately. Hi, Dr. Norp, and hi, TNC. Someone else said ivy, I could do that. But yeah, oh my gosh, there's also YouTube guesses. I had totally missed those. Hold on, let me get back to the YouTube guesses here in a sec. What was I gonna say? PAX Unplugged. Yeah, I'm gonna be at a couple different events. I'm gonna be on 3, I believe. It's over on YouTube somewhere. Hold on. I'll post the full schedule later. But someone on YouTube asked for dandelion and rhododendron. Dandelion, I'm afraid, is not it. And rhododendron isn't even on the list. Vegetabilist asked for apple, but apple family, the apple family is related to roses and pears and all that. And so I'm afraid it wouldn't work because that's way down here. And we're looking for something kind of in between. So maybe Nightshade is part of the tomato family. Oh, that was it. Nightshade isn't in here. Should we guess tomato though? Tomato. That's close enough. Really? We have 7 guesses left. Poppies are anemone? Oh, are we thinking of a different thing? Oh, there's plant anemones. Oh, got it. I had no idea. This is what I get for studying animals exclusively. Ivy. We'll do poison ivy to spice things up. Nope. Okay. Well, it's not that. God. Also, Delirium says hello from Facebook. Hi. Hello. And we had some guesses for peony. We can try that. Oh my God, that was it. That's closer. Okay, good job, Cash Gal is what I meant to say. Sorry, my brain. But Saxifragilis, an order of flowering plants in the super roasted clade of Eudicots. It contains 15 families and around 100 genera with 2,500 species. Jordan says we're great at guessing around the answer. Yeah, what the fuck? All right, so we're shooting the gap between, I don't know, something close to peonies, I guess, but this flowering plant guess is not that helpful. Saxifrages are fun, says Miriak. Yeah. Shooting star, is that a plant? It is not. Ratmux is lichen. If we're looking for a plant, I'm afraid that wouldn't, because lichen are technically like a hybrid, right? Of something. Starfruit is not on here. Try succulent, says Lukage. Jeff also says lemongrass. What kind of succulent and what kind of, like, do I say cactus? There's a bunch of different cacti. Lemongrass? No. We have 4 more guesses. This is insane if we manage to pull this out. Mustard is a good idea. We can try mustard, because mustard does have flowers. It only gives us black mustard. Nope. I've never seen it this full before. All right, so that's over here, which I believe by proxy means that anything related to the mustard like plant also isn't viable. So that means broccoli, cauliflower, all that sort of stuff would be down here. And we want something up here. Rosacea, that would be rose down here. So we've already guessed that. Mum. A mum? Chrysanthemum. Oh, they did have chrysanthemum. I just misspelled it. Let's try that. No. Shoot. 2 guesses left. There's no shot. Let's see. Borage, says Deuce. Is not a thing. Man. I don't know plants that well. Jade, the flower? Or sorry, the stone? I don't think would be on here. Funadu says, what's the goal? So there's this mystery plant right here that we're trying to guess. And every time we guess something, it'll show us where our guess is related to that particular thing on the evolutionary tree. So it'll tell us something that our guess, and then, or our closest guess so far, and the target plant have in common. So right now, the closest thing we've gotten is a peony. We know both the peony and the plant that we're looking for are both part of this order. So Jade is a succulent. Oh, got it. Gooseberry and crocus. So crocuses, I think, are related to lilies, orchids, that sort of thing. But Crayhex said witch hazel first, which is not on here. Then next up was gooseberry. I think berries are... Oh my god! Dude, Cash Cow, did you know that? You must have known that. Because you also guessed peony, didn't you? Okay, shit, well, gooseberry was it, with 1 guess remaining. Ribes uva crispa, also known as gooseberry or European gooseberry, is an old world species of flowering shrub in the current family, Grossuleria, whatever the fuck that word is. Gooseberry bushes produce an edible fruit for which it has been cultivated. That is awesome! Kashka said I was going down the list. Oh, gotcha. That's amazing. Muriac says I'm annoyed I didn't think of that. Oh, man. And look up Ribes sanguineum. Oh my gosh, wait, is that the one that looks really fucked up? So there are a bunch of plants. Dude, we could go down this rabbit hole. There are a bunch of plants out there and mushrooms and animals that just have like, that just look absolutely wild. Sanguineum. Yeah, so this guy, right? This little pretty one is like this little bundling plant, essentially. Ugh. Sorry, that was half a yawn, half a yelp of pain from the lemon juice. So yeah, this guy's very pretty. There's also, oh my god, there's a bunch of weird plants. Like if we look up a plant that looks like it's bleeding. Nope. Though none of these are the ones that I'm thinking of. It's showing me a bunch of pictures of like bleeding heart plants, which are also really pretty, by the way. That's these things. They quite literally just look like little hearts with little droplets coming out the bottom, which are really nice. I also highly recommend honeysuckles, exact same sort of vibe, but maybe it's a fungus. Fungus that looks like bleeding? God, yeah, okay. So I'm gonna put out a trigger warning here real fast. This is what's known as a bloody tooth fungus. For those who want to look it up separately, you can. For those who don't, think like droplets of blood. It'll trigger trypophobia and it'll trigger fear of blood. So just letting you know now. Maybe look away and then I will show the picture and then I'll let you know when it's off. So I'm showing it now. 3, 2, 1. This is the bleeding tooth fungus. It straight up looks like... This is, I'm pretty sure Andy based one of their creatures from Exoecology for Monster Hunters off of this thing. Because it just straight up looks like ivory bone of some variety with blood like seeping up out of it. It also kind of looks like that one candy, that one sour like gel candy. All right, it's off. I've taken it off. I'm closing the page. Kashka said it looks like strawberry syrup. Yeah. Or Ratmec says it looks like a fucked up spider. Yeah, the glossiness of it really makes it look like spider. Oh my gosh, also my hood. There we go. Durga says make that as a myconid. That would be the coolest myconid. Oh, that would be so sick, actually. And let's see. Lucky Dragon Scale says cranberry goat milk cheese. Jesus. Also, Cheese Prop is heading off. Have a good night. D4. 44 says I just got here. My eyes. And then also, let's see, Deuce says, I must have dreamt it. I wonder how good at Metaflora Brennan Lee Mulligan might be. Dude, there are some people who have gotten really like crazy specific with some stuff. The way that the species are really specific is kind of terrifying to me, but also kind of cool. Let's see. Walter says, am I late today? Or, sorry, I am late today. A little bit, but not that bad. We have a couple options for cozy games today. We could hop into, I think we have Starbound, and then we also have, I think it started with a U, a sort of game that's almost like a little to the left, but it's just an organization type game. I don't know how much fun it'd be to watch, but I got a free code for it, so it's always worth checking out. Let me see. It's not Paralily, not Pummel Party. Maybe I can't find it. I can't find it. That's fine. We'll just do Starbound. Also, Lucky Dragon Scale says, oh yeah, Mike and it. Dude, we could look up weird mushrooms all day. Here, hold on. Weird mushrooms. Yeah, so number 1 on the list is the tooth one. There's also a whole bunch of lists of these for Halloween and things like that. So there's one that looks like tentacles that come out of the earth. Here, let me do this. This is a mushroom that this just happens like that. This just grows like that. Also, Deuce Covington says I'm totally using Bleeding Tooth Fungus as an NPC for my Fun Grill in Daggerheart. That's such a good idea. Oh man. None of these, I'm just gonna come and say they're probably not edible. I'm willing to bet none of them are edible, and I'm gonna stake my life on that because I don't want anyone to come back here and be like, oh, Diana said it was fine. No, I didn't. But we do also have one that looks almost like a fairy's dress. They call it a bridal veil fungus. And it's got like this weaving. This is what I imagine normal mycelium just looks like, but we just can't see it. Jordan says Diana's lawyer is finally happy. Noah's out there somewhere. He finally gets a good night's sleep. We also have a fungus that grows out of the ground. I think this is the same one, actually, the tentacle one that I showed you before. So it looks like it's called stinkhorn fungus. But then there's this one called devil's fingers, which just looks like a hand, which is absolutely insane. It kind of looks like the exact same thing, but given chance to grow, you know? There's the red one, the bleeding tooth that we saw before. Let's see. Yeah, most of the rest of these are just like weird smelling or, you know, art pieces that happen to look mushroomy. There's also the corpse mushroom, of course, like that one that is the worst smelling mushroom in the world. We also have one called a bearded tooth shroom, which is whatever the fuck this is. A red cage fungus, says Miriak. What is a red cage fungus? Oh, weird. It looks like something that you would come across and try and shoot open in Expedition 33. Oh. It kind of looks like one of those really early 3D printed like chocolates. I don't know if you guys remember those. Back in the day, this was like back when 3D printing was a huge technology and not the norm, essentially. Someone created like this lattice looking chocolate that was 3D printed. I don't know how they managed it. Probably tasted like shit, to be honest, but still. Radmuck says, I love this. Also, Pepe says, do witch's fingers? Witch's fingers fungus. Yeah, devil's fingers fungus is on here. There's also like a couple variants. They're all like stinkhorns, I suppose. This is gonna look weird, and there's a little bit of bleeding tooth fungus on here as well. But there we go. It's just such an interesting red tone, you know? Ugh. Also, Ratmix says, how the fuck does fungus evolve into this earth? Earth isn't real. Also, Claytonia says they look like a bee's nest from Deep Rock Galactic. Actually never played Deep Rock. Also, hi Umbral, how's it going? And hello Chaotic Neutral Joe. Hi Joe! We're doing we're going over fungi a little bit. We're doing some charity streaming. We had an incentive to put on a teddy bear onesie, and someone in chat is eating a whole ass lemon as we speak. We've also been doing lemon juice shots for the kids. So what exactly is Deep Rock Galactic about? Because I've heard it's really good. Galactic. And anytime I mention it, people are like rock and stone. And it's like space dwarves or some shit, right? It's a 1 to 4 player co-op. Oh, I thought it was an MMO this whole time. It's an FPS featuring badass space dwarves, 100% destructible environments, procedurally generated caves. I do love procedural generation. I will say, and endless hordes of alien monsters. Ooh. It's, Claytonia says it's one of my favorite games of the past, like, 10 years. And also, multiple I saw this says, I thought the onesie was a squirrel. It's a bear. Look. How dare you? Say that to his face. How dare. Oh my gosh, hi! Guys, everyone say hi to Equinox as well. Hello, hello. And Big Dub says it's Helldivers, but dwarf. Oh. Also, Cash Cow said we also need $130 until the next lemon juice shot. Get your donations ready to make this lovely streamer take a lemon shot. Make this lovely streamer suffer. In other words, make this lovely streamer have to go check and see exactly how much her brand new health insurance at the ripe young age of 26 holds up. I'm gonna walk into my doctor and be like, hey, I have been drinking straight lemon juice, and she's gonna be like, I don't know how to help you with that. That sounds like you should see a therapist, not me. I'm glad you find it cute though. Joe says, I was just talking about kigurumis. Oh my gosh, we talked about these. Yeah, they're the, hold on. Is that how you spell it? Yeah, these little like onesie type things. Oh my god, they have holiday ones now? Oh, it's wild, it's coming up again. Yeah. So I've looked at these. They had a red panda one, right? The goat one is actually kind of cute. Yeah, they had a red panda one. This one looks kind of cute. Honestly. Oh my god. This man is... This is more than he signed up for. Oh no. Anyway, Natsu says, have you seen Tavern Keeper that just came out? Like a Tavern Keeper style game? I haven't. Is that the actual name of it? Also, Cash Cow said, at least if you've had any stomach polyps, they've probably been burned away. I have actually had a stomach ulcer before. It had nothing to do with you guys, though. Thank God. Virex says he's embracing the idea of a drop bear. He's embracing his new life of horizontality. Horizontality? I don't know. We'll see how the captions write that out. Natsu says it's his own game name, yes. Oh, okay, Tavern Keeper. Let me see. Also, Joe says get some ginger juice in you, you'll be fine. Okay, good to know, because I have milk. And from what chat was telling me, they said that if I just drank that, it would make functionally like cheese, but worse. So I don't know what to do. I also don't have Tums around, but that's more of a me thing. That's just user error. Also, yeah, okay, Tavern Keeper. There we go. That's what we were looking up. Hey, it's 20% off. From the creators of Game Dev Tycoon comes Tavern Keeper, a cozy, chaotic management sim featuring a powerful decoration box, sandbox, and a magical storybook RPG. Aw. That's kind of cute. It reminds me of Diner Dash. Almost. Like, ages ago. Also, how is something cozy chaotic? Oh, never mind. No, that tracks. That's fair. Cash Cow said stomach cheese. The worst combination of words, by the way. Umbral says I picked up some of the candles and soap from the one shot you put up. Yeah, I have the candle burning right now, actually. Let me see. This is the candle. It's Shade of Magic, which I actually think is kind of a badass name. Come on. Keeps trying to focus on my secret lab chair for some reason. Stop looking at the chair and look at me. Please? I gotta fix my camera settings. I almost had it too. Anyway, it's called Shade of Magic, and it's very sweet, just to warn you ahead of time. It's a lot sweeter than Druid Grove was, but if you like sweet candles, then it's not a bad move. Specifically, it's plum, orange, cherry. Plum and orange and cherry is the top notes. Then the heart notes, if you know how to interpret those, are violet and cinnamon, and then the base notes are cedar and vanilla. So, it's pretty cool. I've had it burning for quite a while. I love it. There's also the soap, which I'm doing a giveaway for, which is the Bar of Blossoms and Dungeons and Bubbles, which are bars of soap with, I think this is the one that I opened. Yeah, this is the one that I've opened and gotten my hands all over for the sake of the photo shoot. It's essentially just like a bar of glycerin soap with a whole set of polyhedral dice inside. Camera, please. Yes? It almost had it. Come on. Oh well. It's given gelatinous cube vibes for sure. But anyway, you get a different set with every bar of soap, so it's not gonna look exactly like this. But it smells quite nice. This one smells like cherry blossoms in a sense, or like roses and things like that. So, Brill says I'm starting a collection of scents for around the gaming table. Yeah, honestly, cantrip candles are some of my favorite candles. Alongside, oh my gosh, I used to love these guys. I forget exactly what their name was, but they had like dice inside that were made out of wax, and it smelled so good. Oh my god. Nasser says it will only focus on your mirror. It really likes those for some reason. It's fine. I'll deal with it later. It's also getting so hot in here. Oh, chaotic neutral Joe says, okay, soap dice, I see you. Let me get the... Yeah. The eyes are so fucked up. We have a hydrate and a breathe, cash cow. Huh. But yeah, I feel like I've heard, Tavern Keeper around for quite a while. I feel like I thought it had been out for ages, to be honest. Whoops. I also am very bad at keeping up with game release dates. As far as I was aware, Skyrim came out like 2 years ago. So that's how bad my sense of time is with that sort of stuff. But Lucas says, I was thinking of Tavern Master, a similar game that's been out a while. If I had a penny for every single like cozy Tavern Keeper type game that existed, I'd be rich. And then I could give that to the kids instead of putting on a hot-ass onesie. Let's see, Reaper, how's it going? Hello, saying the Reaper has landed. Welcome, good to see you. Natsu says it looks cute. Yeah, honestly, the chicken one is kind of lighter. So I'm a big fan of that one. Let me, actually, I meant to pull this up. YouTube. I needed to look at the PAX Unplugged schedule because someone asked about it and I didn't have it off the top of my head. Primarily because so many different things got like accepted and then rejected and then so on and so forth from PAX Unplugged this year that I had been accepted for a bunch of stuff and then a bunch of it didn't get in and then some stuff did get in and then the timings were all weird and stuff. So I'm gonna, let's see, it's I almost forgot my name. DianaOfTheRose. There's yesterday's live stream, today's live stream. I'm looking at the posts. So if you ever want updates, by the way, a lot of them, if they're not on Blue Sky or Threads or anything like that, it's on my YouTube posts. I do actually use this tab and I post at least once a week on it. More if you're a member. But I have Monsterology 101, which is essentially a panel run with the Storyteller Squad. Hey, Legendary Cow, welcome in. Thanks for the 1,000 bits. Oh my god. And thank you for the sub. Great to see you. I'm sorry, I'm not a cow, I'm a bear, but I hope the animal sentiment is there. Great to see you. Thank you so much for that. Currently raising money for a charity, hence the onesie and hence the lemon juice shots and hence the heavy breathing to get over the series of lemon juice shots I've had to do. But Monsterology 101 is essentially like a panel that I've done a couple times now where the Storyteller Squad and me and a bunch of other people who have backgrounds in either zoology or, you know, biology or gaming come together and we try and roll for a bunch of monster traits and then talk about how those traits would actually create a monster in real life, you know, using real world principles essentially, and how we can turn that into a stat block for a game. So, oh my gosh, Sparrow! Thank you so much for the sub, saying you look very cozy. Got a scoot because of an AP, but have a big fun time, homie. Yeah, Sparrow, you're coming to Unplugged too, right? Also, Joe says, I adore the folks over at Storyteller Squad. Yeah, they're amazing. Natalie puts in the fucking work. So that'll be Monsterology 101. It's Friday at 5:30. White Collar Cthulhu is going to be a Severance-inspired Call of Cthulhu game. I've only ever played Call of Cthulhu once, but it's going to be very much like, if you've seen Severance, you know exactly the vibe from the get-go. We are playing into a lot of themes of like corporate hell, essentially. And that is going to be Friday at 9:00 p.m. Black Girl Mage is going to be running it. I forget their Lexi McQueen is going to be running it. So he's going to be kind of putting everything together. The poster isn't out yet, but I'll be posting it soon once it's ready. And then Joe says that sounds incredible. I'm honestly really excited for that one, especially because we're low-key talking. It's got me, it's got Drac. I think it's got, let's see. Who else is in this? I have the group chat. I can look at this. Hold on. We have the power. We have the ability. It's Madeline, the Goose Girl, Edward Spence, Drac, Draconix, Black Girl Mage, also known as Lex, or Lexi, and then me, DianaOfTheRose. So we're all playing, looks like the Kelpie Theater on Friday. So that'll be that. RPG Help Desk Live, answering all your questions about TTRPGs. This is gonna be done with, I forget who's running this one. I think it's just the regular RPG Help Desk crew, doing a little bit of a genuinely just sitting down and answering your questions as ridiculous as you want, as informative as you want, all that sort of stuff. Joe says we'd have the most packs formal. Are you not coming? Oh, Joe, I thought you were coming. Fuck. It's okay. I know you're in Canada now and you've escaped the States and probably don't want to come back, but man, oh, that sucks. We'll miss you at the bar as well, honestly. Man. What was I saying? Anyway, that's all I have so far. Beyond that, I'm going to be wandering around. PAX Unplugged is a lot of, mostly just wandering and saying hi to people, honestly. I just like wandering the aisles and saying hello. Every once in a while, if I run out of things to do or I have a gap in a schedule, I'll just kind of like stand around and become an NPC for a random encounter and then just like say hi to people. Because I don't like doing formal meet and greets. I mean, I do. I love them. But I always feel weird doing them because I can't give out pins during them. So instead, I like to just be a random little like cryptid just wandering around. And then if you find me, then ask for a pin. I'm still waiting on the newest shipment of pins to come in. Fingers crossed they arrive before I leave. I'm also hoping the government shutdown arrives before, or finishes before I leave, because otherwise that'll be rough. Steven says small price to pay for freedom. Honestly, yeah. But next year you'll be able to make it. Oh, hopefully, yes. That'd be great. And then Cash Cow said one of these days I'll make a con. You should. They're fun. And Deethan also says someone keep Diana away from the MTG boosters. To be fair, I'm not super excited about the new ones, to be honest. Also, Sergeant Shenanigans says, for real, she never posts her polls. Low-key rude. I have, oh my gosh, I have a couple of them memorized. I can show you guys some of the crazy ones that I got recently that definitely should be in sleeves, and as you can guess, most certainly are not sleeved. Let me see. Scryfall. If you guys are Magic people, Scryfall is a site that I have used since before I ever started playing Magic the Gathering. This is something that I did, God, fucking forever ago to just kind of look at the pretty art. And I pulled a couple cool cards. I think one of the most fancy, expensive ones that I have that I got randomly from a booster set was Ugin Eye of the Storms, which I ended up sliding into my Eldrazi deck because I'm a dick. But it does this thing where I can just straight up search my library for colorless non-land cards, colorless permanents essentially. Not even permanent, so it could be sorceries, could be instants, whatever. Exile them, shuffle my library, and then until the end of my turn, I can cast them for free. Which is absolutely fucking insane. This guy gets targeted like crazy. Cash Cow said, of course you have an Eldrazi deck? What the fuck is that supposed to mean? It was cheap, okay? It was 40 bucks American when I was in Australia. How am I gonna not do that? That was my favorite import from Australia that I've ever had a hand in. But yeah, I have Ugin Eye of Storms. I also got, Agatha's Soul Cauldron, if I can spell it right with an N instead of an M. From what I understand, this one's also kind of pricey. I don't have the fancy version. I just have the normal Wilds of Eldraine one. But it's a pretty decent card. I just don't know what I want to put it in. So it's kind of just been sitting out in a pile of other cards. Dude says you know exactly what that means. Hey. Also, Cash Cow said you probably also have a mono blue denial deck. Not yet. Okay. Don't jump to conclusions, okay? I don't have it yet. I'm not that on top of things. Lucky Dragon Scale says it's kind of sick. This one's fun because I can kind of just fuck around with +1/+1 counters. The thing is, I have a Kyler deck. So I have a deck that's entirely based off of putting +1/+1 creature counters on things. But if a creature card is exiled this way, I put a +1/+1 counter on target creature I control. So I basically give an activated ability from one card to another card along with a +1/+1 token. The thing is, my decks don't have activated abilities. Everything in my Kyler deck is just, it just happens. So I don't know if that's the deck to put it in or if I should just make a different deck. So, Deuce Covington says that PAX Unplugged you should send people on quests. There are actually people who do that. There are people who go to cons that have a little hat with a yellow exclamation mark on the top. And then they will hand you, if you go up to them and ask them for a quest, they'll give you a little slip of paper. And it'll say something really cute, actually. It'll say something like, take a picture with a cosplayer from this community. Or like, say hi to someone new and take a photo with them. Or like, go find someone dressed as Master Chief or Spider-Man and then, you know, take a picture and then bring it back to another quest giver. And these people are all in a network together. So you go back and then turn in the slip and then show them the picture of the thing that you did. And then they'll give you like a little button or a prize or something, which is really cute. Anyway, hi Shademore. Hello, hello, welcome in. Stomach. Oh, the other one that I got. Well, first of all, I got Tiamat. I don't know if I told you guys that. I randomly pulled Tiamat out of a Wilds of Eldraine booster pack, I think it was. No, it might not have been Eldraine, but it was just some random Just completely random pull. Should not have been in that deck. It was just there. So that was fun. And then the deck that I want to build outside of a zombie deck would be Vren the Relentless, which is definitely where you guys are gonna say, yeah, you are an asshole, because the entire point of this deck, the list copy, yes, that was it. The Planeswalker symbol in the bottom left. A what? Wait, bottom, this? What is the list? I don't know. Pretty though. Ethan says I really want to build a full dragon deck. I know, same. I just don't have enough low power dragons. But the other one I was gonna do is Vren the Relentless, which was a, here we go. The entire point of this deck is to lean into the blue shit, do like board wipes, killing a bunch of shit, you know, just almost entirely having a deck full of stuff that just instantly kills things without having to fight them in combat. And then it creates a bunch of black rat creature tokens, which then are powered up depending on how many rats you have. So it is not a mono blue deck. You're right, Brissidian. So I'm not that much of an asshole. I'm only a little bit of an asshole. So there we go. DBC said the list copies are denoted in the bottom left with a planeswalker or magic symbol. It's a list of cards that can be included instead of tokens in packs as a rare drop. Oh, that's cool. How do I know what's on the list? A rotating catalog of cards introduced in 2020 in the vein of... Oh, I see. Okay. It could be found in set boosters and later in play boosters. It includes commons, uncommons, rares, and mythic rares that will fall at the proper rate to one another. It makes them legal in formats that they're normally legal in. Okay, cool. So you just get them. That's kind of cool, but how do I know what's on it? It doesn't say. Damn. Also, Shademore says, have you figured out what your favorite color combination is yet? Yeah, I absolutely love green and black. So my main deck is Lathril. Let me do this. Shoot, what was Scryfall? That was it. I keep thinking Mana Box because I'm getting them confused, but Scryfall, Lathril, Blade of the Elves. This is her. This is my girl. This is my favorite deck ever. This is the only deck that I consider kind of completed, only because I don't have, like, there's a couple of things that I could add to it. I have been looking at EDHREC quite a bit. You can tell how deep I've gotten into this, by the way, since Gen Con is when I started actually playing. But Lathril, here we are. So I bought her as a pre-con for like 120 bucks. And then I haven't upgraded her too much, but I did add things like, you know, Llanowar Elves. I got rid of a couple of these, like Voice of the Woods. I should probably get rid of Serpent Soul Jar. I do want to buy a couple of other little guys like Dionys and things like that to kind of lean into the whole elven shit. But it's gonna be a hot sec before I can just spend money on singles. I have a lot more fun just kind of spending money on the boosters. I do have a Rogue's Passage that I added in, thank God. I think I also have some of these lands that I could throw in here as well. But I haven't done much like land futzing with. Steven says, you know, you can use the deck building site and share your decks with us. Oh, like Moxfield? I have Mana Box on my phone, but I don't know if that transfers over. But Shademore says Golgari is sick. Yeah, I like it. And then, honestly, one of my favorite cards ever. All of my favorite cards fall into this category. So, like, Abomination of Llanowar. This guy is one of my favorite cards to pull out because it pisses everyone off instantly. I also absolutely love Revenge of Ravens. There's some cards that I just love for the sake of the fact that they're cool looking. Revenge of Ravens is one of them. Grievous Wound is another. I definitely misspelled that. There we go, where you can't gain life back. I got that a couple times. I think I have a couple copies of it. Oh, the other one I got when I was getting a Duskmourn booster box was Screaming Nemesis, and so I put this into a Valgavoth deck. Because it basically made it so that the player can't gain life for the rest of the game, no matter what. So, Natsu says, I don't spend money on things I want, says Diana. I want to gamble. Listen, I want to make it depends on the set. I go off of sets that look cool. So I got Duskmourn as a booster box. I got Eldraine as a booster box. I didn't get I don't think I got the Baldur's Gate one, only because it was really fucking expensive. But, what else? I feel like I've gotten more booster boxes, but I can't remember what they were. Oh, Tarkir, which wasn't as great. Connor over on TikTok says, I just built a Heir Apparent deck with 35 lands, Soul Ring, Bunicorn, Elsh Norm, and the rest are hairs. It's surprisingly powerful. Dude, the Bunicorn is one of my favorite little guys. Look at this little man. Look at this unbothered king. He's just chilling. He's just here. He's just vibing. He's just existing. He's having a good time. It's that and like Poison Dart Frog have such cute art. Frog. Did you guys hear the story about Poison Dart Frog recently, by the way? Sergeant Shenanigan says, really what I'm learning is Diana's green-black player at heart. I just can't stand playing white. I don't like blue as much either, honestly. Green is for sure number 1. Black is a very close second. And then red is like, it's fine. I do it out of necessity, really. It's really just green and black. But DBC said the mascot for the one pro player. Yeah, so... also Vegetabilis says, I have a Death Touch commander deck and a bunch of standard decks from 2 booster boxes. Mine are all about celestial Greek gods. Shit, that's cool. Anything Death Touch is the best. I want to get so many more of the Basilisk color cards. Immaculate. But Deethan says she wants to collect all the troll decks. No. The story about the Poison Dart Frog, about the smiley little fella, is that someone was playing, I think it was a standard tournament once, at, I want to say, a MagicCon. It was some convention, right? This dude came up, and when you are playing Magic the Gathering for the uninitiated, there's this thing that you can do where you have a sideboard of 15 cards, and it's like 15 bonus cards that you can have, and before the game starts, when you evaluate the field a little bit, you can switch any of those 15 cards in or out of your deck to tweak it a little bit depending on what you're playing against. And this guy came in with I think it was a red and black deck, which inherently meant that he didn't have anything that he could cast Poison Dart Frog with. You need green mana to do that, and he didn't have any way of getting it. However, he still had a Poison Dart Frog in his sideboard, and he went the entire way, blew his way through the bracket with one less normal usable card in his sideboard, only a 14-card usable sideboard, and this guy just sitting there smiling, this little Poison Dart Frog fella. And at the end, he said it was his mascot, and he took all his photos at the end of the championship holding it, because it's so cute. It's just a smiley little guy. It's like that and Dewdrop Cure are the sweetest little cards ever. Like, all the Bloomborough art is more amazing. Deethan says Black-Red, a Nazgul deck. I have a couple Lord of the Rings cards. I don't know what they do. I have, like, Ring Sight, and I don't know what to use it for, but I don't know. I'm not good at cards. So, I'm just here. I just think it's fun. And it's been cool learning them, too, like being able to kind of recognize certain ones, especially as they pop up more and more. I also love the, oh my gosh, Phyrexian lands. Hold on, let's do this. Can we find... where is it? That one's pretty cool. That one's pretty psychedelic. But no, I'm looking for a specific one that I have that is not Bloomborough, but the Bloomborough ones are really cute too. They go through all the seasons. I also have this one from, I forget what it, oh, Ixalan, yeah. Where is it? There's a really, really cool one. Yeah, this one. So all of the Phyrexian lands are really fucking sick. They have all of these like skull motifs and this like writing that you can't really read, but I'm sure it is translatable in some way. But it's really cool. Phyrexians are rude. I know, I probably wouldn't play them, but it's still pretty sick. Also, Astro TCG says my favorite lands are from Ixalan. I have a whole draft box of dedicated lands. Yeah, they're really cool. It's that. I think also the ones from... Shoot. I just saw it. I honestly think the Bloomborough ones are some of my favorites. But... there are also some ones from Markov Manor. Yeah, here we go. Murders at Karlov Manor, which are these like symmetrical, almost... It looks like a painting, but one of those ones that's meant to fuck with your mind. These sorts of lands are so cool. Astro says Kawaga lands are the promo ones I want, though. Or primo ones. They're pretty cool. I don't know about the Innistrad lands, though. Like, I can't quite remember what those look like off the top of my head. I also can't imagine what, like, some weird Eldrazi type lands are. Oh my god, they had a secret layer drop that was just psychedelic type shit. Oh, these are the Kamigawa ones. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty sick, actually. What else do they have? Oh my god, this one is just a pizza from the TMNT deck. That is a crazy idea. So what does that make the other ones then? The Spider-Man ones are also pretty sick. I don't know, I could stare at art for forever, but we don't have time because we gotta skedaddle. The end of the stream has just arrived. I gotta get back to editing a long form video. I'm aware that I'm late on it. Don't worry about it. I'll make it up to you guys with a 2% discount code on the merch store or some shit. I don't know, I'll figure it out. But in the meantime, thank you guys so much for hanging out and for helping raise money for Games for Love. We are up to $885 with our next goal being just a stretch away at $1,015. I'm gonna skedaddle, but for now, I'm gonna go ahead and say goodbye to everyone over on TikTok. It was lovely having you. I appreciate all of you guys, and I will be here tomorrow at 5 o'clock Pacific to continue the stream. And then for those on YouTube and Twitch, same for you. I'll be here tomorrow at 5 o'clock Pacific as well, where we're going to do our final push for the week. I'll also be here on Thursday for those over on YouTube doing a little bit of a mobile stream. And then in the meantime, for the Twitch folks, let me send you over to a friend who is on right now. Oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, man. We could go... I'm not seeing many previews. It looks like. Oh man, I think my stream is also just low-key broken. You guys stare at the bear while I figure this out. There's a lot of people on actually right now. Oh man, why don't we go talk to Kelsey, actually. She's amazing. Amazing human being. Works with a wonderful company in the space, is part of kind of the Bloom circle of folks, and has only been on for 4 minutes, so we'll be able to go say hi. It's also her first time ever playing Final Fantasy, and I know some of you guys are Final Fantasy nerds, so I'm gonna send you guys over to her. Do not spoil shit, or I will come for you. But not in the good way. I will attack you. That's what that means. In the meantime, thank you guys so much for hanging out, and I will see you again tomorrow. So, bye-bye.